Hey everybody, just wanted to pop in here before the episode to thank everyone who is supporting us on Patreon, everyone who has bought a hat or a shirt or a jacket from the store, and those three people whose comments I finally responded to on Spotify because I don't have three separate feeds now. Let's rock and roll, and let's get on into TABTA. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another edition of TABTA, the adventure behind the adventure of the Seventh Valkyrie, where we watch one guy go from total obscurity to maybe 7 seasons in a movie, or possibly, and more likely, just discover the power of friendship along the way. I'm your host, Colin Sharp, author and creator and voice of the Seventh Valkyrie, and what's going on, lads, ladies, everybody? I just recently this week discovered that I had access to my Spotify analytics. I also have Libsyn as my hosting platform, but Spotify gives you lots of stuff about your listens, and it was super cool to find that tons of people are listening on Spotify. Had some comments from some of you guys out there, so if you catch this, awesome. Glad that I had a chance to hear from you and answer you. And what's going on? Well, we're up in Brooklyn still, as you can tell by the fact that my voice is still coming through for terrible quality. Not terrible, but certainly not as good as being in the studio back home. And what has been going on? Well, it was a big part of this week was trying to figure out a lot of the feed stuff, and revamping the website. It had been a long time since I'd really sat through and checked all of my conversion path, and what that essentially means is from someone who finds an ad and finds the website and then hopefully listens, and there's people who are discovering us through Spotify, but I kind of have a little bit of ad spend giving us this you're just getting it out in front of people. And so I wanted to make sure that someone who's new who discovers the series has the quickest, shortest path to the good stuff and giving us a shot, and to giving it a listen. So I simplified the homepage, because we've kind of shifted around where content lives. A lot of stuff now lives on Patreon, but we still got Discover Edera, we still got our Heroes of Edera, still having a blast. But yeah, it was just about time to refresh and shake things up. And I don't know how many of you guys saw, but we have a new logo. Created that, and that sort of came together out of the combination of one piece of poetic description and an AI generator. And it was cool that creativity and technology and the collective inspiration of the human spirit, which again is an interesting moral ethical dilemma, but it's a world we live in. We can get into that at some point. But got a new logo that just feels like, sometimes those moments just feel magical. Like, it was the first one I did. I tried 50 other options, and the first one was absolutely the best. So I grabbed that, turned it into the new logo, and here we are with the new piece of artwork. Other than that, trying to get in some work. We've got Big Z still editing a ton of, probably an hour and a half of content right now. So that'll be, probably 6 episodes, if not, roughly around that. And then that's also yummy, or 6 episodes for our public listeners, probably it's 3 chapters. And then I got more for him now. So we've got up to chapter 24, 25, or 26 recorded, I think. I'll have to check exactly which chapter. I think it's 26. And then I'm going to be back in Costa Rica in about 10 days and hitting the recordings. Other than that, trying to make enough money to pay off all the major investments that I'm making, and in ad spend, and in my technology for the 7th V, and in some other businesses that I've got going on. I also own a gym, as well as helped found an agency that we're working on growing. I've told you guys this before, but if you're new, hello, welcome. This is why I don't, I sometimes, well, I don't know. I feel like putting out a weekly episode. Doesn't feel like I'm under delivering. It's kind of fun. So I won't apologize, because I think I am pretty proud of in this being one of the many projects that I do and being able to deliver you guys on a weekly basis. Thanks for that pep talk, Colin. You're welcome, Colin. But yeah, I guess that's really what we got going on. In terms of adventurous stuff, we went. New York is crazy because there's lots of fun things to do, and if you time it wrong, and usually when there's an event, we went to go to Sleepy Hollow yesterday, and they had a little parade, and there were 75,000 people, roughly it seemed, in Sleepy Hollow, and that is too many people for their tiny little roads. So New York is a lot like that, where you can find these cool little amazing things, but if you go on the days where everybody else thinks to do the same thing, like Hollow Weekend, it can get bad. Random sidebar about New York for you guys. Well, I don't want to spend too much time filling stuff up. We got all sorts of adventures to share. We got all sorts of things to do. And I hope you guys have a great week. Hasta pronto. Keep an eye out for part 2 of The Raptor and the Jackal on Friday. And yeah, keep the comments coming. Keep the the questions and everything flowing. Yeah, I'll see you guys soon. Cheers. Good to talk to y'all.